Typically, business schools will ask that you get a letter of recommendation from an employer, whether that be a current or a previous supervisor. And the reason for that is because employers can give us more information on your fit and readiness for an MBA program and address questions or specific questions that we have in the recommendation form, like your leadership and management potential, your career progression, your ability to work in teams, things like that. Whereas with an academic reference, professors are usually much more narrow in scope with their responses and usually can only provide feedback on things like your grade in the class, your level of participation, how you did compare to peers in the classroom, things like that. So first I would say though that you should definitely do your research and read the instructions for each school that you're applying to before you make a decision on who you choose for your recommendation provider.
A school may ask you this in a number of different ways. One of the most common ways is we'd like you to outline your short-term and long-term career goals. Really what the admissions committee is looking for is evidence that you're focused and that you're driven and that you've done the research and know why you're doing an MBA and how an MBA can take you to the next step in your career. So really outlining to us why you're thinking about perhaps switching careers, or you're looking to move up in your company, or you're looking to transition into a different direction or function. Really specifically outlining that in your essay will really show the admissions committee that you are focused and that you're coming to the MBA for a reason. So I think if you can convey to the committee in your essay that perhaps you've done a certain type of experience to date and you see a gap in your knowledge and the MBA is going to help fill that, that's going to give us confidence that you will place well after you finish the MBA and will be a strong employee and a strong representative of your school.
As you're thinking about the right school and right program for you, it really does start with homework on yourself to figure out what career would make you thrive and what specialty are you looking for that the school can provide. And of course, if you can convince yourself of the value of the degree and the program, then it's easy to convince others, as in the admissions committee. And so as you do research then on schools, you want to consider what strengths they have. And geography is a consideration. Where you want your worldwide lifetime network to be centered. Cost is a consideration, of course, because it's a big investment in yourself, your time and your soul. And it's important to consider the fit. So visit the school if you can. Certainly explore the website of every school you're considering so you can figure out if you will thrive there too as you boost your future.
First thing to think about is asking the school that you're applying to whether or not interviews are part of the application process. If you establish that they are, think about three things. The first one is do your homework. Treat this interview as a job interview. That means be prepared, go over to some of the things that you said in your application, be ready to talk about your application with the interviewer. The second recommendation is have some questions prepared. Not just so you look smart in front of the interviewer, but you have an opportunity to figure out if there's a good fit between you and the institution that you're going to be joining for the next few years. And the last recommendation would be remember that we are measuring or assessing your communication skills, your professional maturity, and your personality. So this is your chance to bring it, share with us who you are, and I hope you have a good one.
MBA schools offer merit fellowships and need-based grants, or a combination of both. Typically, fellowships are awarded based on the overall strength of the application, and need-based grants are awarded based on the student's income. You do not have to provide your parents' income on the application. Fellowships are awarded to both US citizens and international students. If you're an international student, find out if your government offers scholarships or low-interest loans for you to study abroad. Some schools also offer no US cosigner loans for their students. Don't be afraid to contact each school's financial aid office directly if you have any questions. We're always here to help you.
The first thing to do is to actually take a look at the questions that are on the form, and then based on the questions decide who would be the best person to respond to those questions with specific examples. Examples are definitely a very strong criteria that we're looking at when evaluating applications. In terms of who you should ask, you should really ask someone who's your direct supervisor. We're not necessarily so concerned with titles. We're more concerned with whether or not they really know you, whether or not they know the impact that you've had on your organization. So you should go with someone who you work closely with. In terms of how much time you should give someone for a letter of recommendation, you really want to give them at least 1 to 2 months to prepare so that they have enough time to think about what they want to write, and they can go ahead and fit it in with the rest of their commitments having to do with work and personal life, just so that you make sure you get it submitted in time with no problems. Those are just some tips, and hopefully they'll help you as you prepare your application. Good luck.